So, on today's show, we have Gerard, who I actually used to work with back in the day at the Bits and Twisted venues. But we're talking today about TOGO or TOGO. Tell us what it is and how you're supposed to say it, Gerard.
So, TOGO or TOGO, whichever you want to do, it's a live booking, marketing and management suite. Now, the reason for this product is there's loads of different booking systems out there these days. You've got the Open Tables, the Avanistas, the rest of the Quando, etc. Where TOGO kind of separates itself from the rest of the market is it's not just a live booking system or suite, so to speak. It's also a live booking management and marketing suite. So it's got these whole host of products across the actual tool itself that other systems don't really have. And it's also geared specially to SMEs. Now, you've got a lot of hospitality businesses that are SMEs that don't have these marketing budgets that are hundreds of thousands of pounds and millions of pounds. So what we do is where they've got this gap in the market where they need to be able to market the business, but they can't afford to do it. They needed a system that actually incorporates all of the live booking, marketing and management, as well as a marketing within the product.
Cool. Okay, so we're taking bookings. I mean, can people like pick their own tables on this, or is it a case of it gets allocated, or like go a little bit more into what happens when someone wants to make a booking through this system?
So when someone books a table, so to speak, so a customer will book a table. Now, if they're a regular in your venue, you might already have their details within the system, because on top of everything else, it also collects data and correlates that for you to use backwards. So say somebody books a table and they're a regular of yours, you can click onto their profile, so to speak, within the system, and you can give them their favourite table. Now, what TOGO does that no other system does is it doesn't hard seat people. So it soft seats people, and throughout service, or however really you want to use it, the system will constantly be moving tables round in order to seat as many people within the restaurant as possible, so you get as many covers as possible. So if you've got, say, a table of 5 sat in the corner and then a table of 10 wants to book, and that's normally where you'd push 2 5s together, they take that 5, move them somewhere else, and then book that table of 10 in, so you're generating as much money as possible.
Cool. Oh, that's a really cool feature, actually, because back in the day I actually worked at, when I was at TGI Fridays, at one point I was bookings coordinator and sort of host coordinator on the door for a bit, and you would be literally just trying to do this on the fly in real time in like a 500-seat restaurant. So, yeah, that sounds like a really, really useful feature to it. And in terms of for a restaurant or a bar or something like that that's looking for a system like this, what would they be coming to you for? Do you specifically do that? I noticed from the website that you also do websites and the branding packages and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, it's usually a case of people. It's either word of mouth through brands that we currently work with, or we do have feet on the ground around the Midlands with myself, and quite often up north as well. I mean, where we're based over in Halifax, Huddersfield, that Yorkshire area, we're actually the market leader now. Cool. So we've got 66% of the entire market. So word of mouth specifically up there, it's really vital to how the business grows. Me being the boots on the ground in the Midlands now, we're starting to get a little bit of a foothold, but it's a lot of walking around at the minute until people start to actually understand what the company does and take on our reputation.
Absolutely. And I know you mentioned as well about collecting some data on the guests and
yes,
that kind of thing. So does it work as kind of a customer management system as well? So you can kind of keep an idea of people's preferences. I know you mentioned about like their favourite tables, but do you also have the option of putting in notes about favourite drinks?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Whatever it's completely customizable. Now, when the company started and Mark began the company, that's our MD, it started off with him just doing websites for hospitality businesses, and then over the years, he's basically gone to his customers up in West Yorkshire and said, what else do you need? They went, oh, we need a booking system that can do this, that's not going to charge us a fortune. All right, and sound. So we just built a basic booking system. And then over the last 4 years, he's worked closely with all of our customers by building all these extra products. So when a customer comes to us and said, right, we need to be able to do vouchers through the system. Okay, no problem. So we built that on. We need to be able to connect it to our menu on our website and then promote it via Facebook. Yeah, no worries. So this is how the system has effectively came to grow and grow to become what it is now.
Cool. And so do you offer almost like a managed service as well for the social media side of things, or is it purely a case of... Okay.
We do. If somebody, I mean, it's either way. Some companies like to do their own social media, so we will train them how to use the promotional elements via the menu, the vouchers, everything else. We'll show them how to do that. If they don't feel they have the time to do that, that's not a problem. We offer a service where we can look after people's social manager, and it's by a month-to-month basis, and that's a rolling contract, so that can be cancelled at any time if somebody then wants to bring someone in-house. But it is a service that we provide.
Cool. So if you've got a small bar, say, that's just opened up, and that's just an extra hassle that they've got to worry about at the minute, you've actually got a team in place that you can actually run that for them and get everything up and running. Brilliant stuff.
We do. We'll have weekly phone meetings with our social media department and yourselves. You'll basically tell us what you want pushing that week or that month if you want to get it all out of the way. And then our social media guys will effectively find out what your voice is and then transfer that over to social media, putting out the social media as if it's you speaking.
Brilliant stuff. And is there any other sort of key features that I've not asked you about? Because obviously I don't know the system anywhere near as well as you do. Is there anything else that's worth mentioning?
As I said, I mean, you can connect promotions via the social media pages. So if you create, say, an afternoon tea promotion or an event even, all of that can then be put onto the system and then shared through the social media platform with loads of calls to action. I mean, we're simple creatures at the end of the day. If we see something on social media and it doesn't have a book now button, often we'll just forget about it. But if you've got these calls to action, whether it's events, whether it's booking via promotions, whether it's booking deals, whatever you want to do, if we've got the option to book there and then, we are creatures of habit and we'll just go, boom, done. Okay, cool. I'm going to book that there. So there's so many features. I mean, it even covers hotels and hotel bookings for boutique hotels. It can handle up to about 25 rooms. A lot of bars, we also take deposits. You can run pre-orders through it. So there's so many elements of the system that I can reel off to you, but we'll just be here all day. But hopefully I've said a few key things that some people out there might enjoy. Yeah,
no, that's absolutely awesome. And is it limited to the UK? I know you said this is where you've got your sales guys at the minute, but if you've got a bar overseas that thinks this sounds like a brilliant system, is this something that they would be able to get involved with at the minute, or is it something that might come down the line?
If somebody wants to come and have a conversation, let's have a conversation. I can't guarantee a yes or a no. It's not my company. But if somebody from Dubai or wherever wants to come to me and say, listen, we're thinking of implementing your system over here, I'm sure there's a conversation to be had.
Yeah, absolutely. And it gets you a little trip away, maybe.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Which is always cool. That's brilliant. So I've got a couple of questions before we get to your links and stuff like that. A couple of questions that I always ask my guests on the show. And knowing that you've worked in the bar industry, I've probably got a little bit of an inkling of where you might go with some of these. But the first one is, if you could only drink one drink for the rest of time, whether that's a cocktail or a particular beer or something, what would you be going for?
Ooh. I'm going to go Diplomatico.
Okay, rum guy.
In fact, I'm going to expand on that. Let's go Diplomatico Old Fashioned.
Cool.
I used to get the guys in Ireland Bar to pop them up for me, and outstanding stuff.
Yeah, happy days. See, I thought you were going to go down the craft beer route, so that surprised me a little bit. But that's cool. Okay, and if you could sit at any bar in the world right now, where would you be?
Ooh, I don't know. Somewhere in New Orleans, perhaps.
Okay.
I'm thinking of going there next month. That's why it's on my brain. I think a little bit.
Nice. So you're doing your research?
I am. Yeah, I'm currently going through. I couldn't know one off the top of my head now, but maybe somewhere nice in the bayou, hidden somewhere.
No, good
crocodiles
stuff.
Around me.
That's cool. That's cool. Obviously, Tales of the Cocktails there every year, and that's just a brilliant festival for bartenders. So I know you're going soon, but maybe put that on your list for another year.
I might do.
And then I think the last one is, if you had one tip that you would give to new bartenders, because I know you've actually been like in the trenches and running venues in the past. One tip that you would give new bartenders when they first start.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Attitude. You will get things wrong. You will feel clumsy. Just keep working through it, and you will get better.
Perfect. No, that's brilliant. Cool. Right, it comes to your time to really plug yourselves now. Where can people find you on social media, online, all that sort of thing?
Right, okay. So my Twitter account is at IamGGlenholmes. Instagram is also at IamGGlenholmes. And you can find Togo at www.togobookingsystem.co.uk.
Cool. So that one would be your call to action.
Yes, that would be.
Perfect, mate. Thank you so much, Gerard, for jumping on with me.